What's up, man? Come on in, family. Man, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Man, what's up with you, Eileen? Man, on behalf of my mother-in-law, man, I bless each and every one of you that come in and catch this live. You know what I mean? And for those of you that catch it on a replay, man, I bless you as well. May God continue to have His will in your life as well. What's up with you, Chanel King? Man, fam, we're gonna go in today. We're gonna go in today. Man, I'm not feeling good, man, but I'm praying that my strength comes as we get going. You know what I mean? My strength is gonna come. I feel it. I feel it. Man, we're talking about being betrayed by our own thoughts. And it's a trip because as a little kid, my aunt said so many negative, destructive things to me. You know what I mean? And as my late wife was dying from cancer in 2015, I reached out to her and I had a conversation with her. What's up with you, Jose? And I was talking to her and I was telling her some of the things that, because she was asking me, why did I stay away from the family? Why did I cut the family off? And what's up with you, Jose? I mean, not Jose, but Paul. Why did I cut the family off? And why was I so distant? And why didn't I come around the family? And I was trying to explain to her, like, man, you said a lot of things. You know what I mean? You said a lot of things to me as a kid that I don't know if you realized the effect that those things said I had on me. You know what I mean? And she was like, what did I say? I didn't say anything to you guys. I raised you guys in a Christian home. And she was completely oblivious to all the things that she said to us. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. And so I'm like, Aunt, man, you constantly told me my whole childhood, man, that I was stupid. What's up with you, illuminating manuscripts? You told me my whole childhood that I was stupid. You told me my whole childhood you couldn't wait for us to get out the house. You couldn't wait for us to leave because we had the devil in us and all this other stupid stuff you said to us. I said, you was constantly telling me that I was going to end up dead before I turned 18 or in prison for the rest of my life. And so these things that you said to me as a little kid, and that stuck with me. And she's like, well, are you in prison now? She kind of got, salty about it. And I was like, no, I'm not in prison. And she was like, well, are you dead now? And I was like, no, I'm not. But that's not the point. The point is what you said was destructive. The point is what you said was, man, it messed me up. And she couldn't understand how words could have such an impact, you know what I mean, on our lives. And it's a trip because as I sat there and I was shaking my head, it's like, you know what, I'm done. You know what I mean? I see what I had to say and I'm done. You know what I mean? If I'll never talk to you again, I never talk to you again. You know what I mean? I've said my piece. I've done what I was supposed to do. I brought it up to you in a respectful way. I'm done. I release you. You know what I mean? And that kind of bothers her. How could somebody raise you and then you just cut them off? Because your ass was fucking toxic as fuck. Your ass was negative fucking Nancy. Your ass was so fucking psychotic with your crazy religious bullshit. You don't even understand how damning your ass was. And so many people, we get stuck and, man, I did the best I could and I would never do that. And okay, I understand that. I understand that we're doing the best that we could do, but we have to grow up and own and accept responsibility and ownership for the shit that we've done. We have to own responsibility and take ownership for the things that we've said. I see something I share with people all the time. You can say what you want to say, but you can't control how that affects somebody else. You're entitled to your own opinion. You're entitled to your own belief. But you can't dictate how your beliefs and how your opinion, how that affects somebody else. It's like taking a rock and throwing it in the lake. You could throw the rock in the lake, but you can't dictate the ripple effect of the rock once it splashes into the water. You can't control the ripple effect. Just like you can't control the ripple effect of your words. Stay with me. We're talking about, man, being betrayed by our own thoughts. And the trip is, so many of us, we have been betrayed. And we sit back and we take on this victim mentality. Man, my auntie did this, and my daddy did this, and my mama did this, and my sister did. And the trip is, what? They've done a lot of things to us that's hurt us. They've done a lot of things that's broken our hearts. They've done a lot of things that's disappointed us. But if the truth be told, our greatest betrayal our greatest betrayal was not done at the hands of my daddy. And again, let's stay with me. Let me walk you back down memory lane. My daddy rejected me as a little baby. My daddy didn't like me as a little kid. My daddy murdered my mom in front of me when I was 2. I was sexually molested twice by Christian guys. I grew up in a Christian household where I was constantly torn down and made to feel like I wasn't shit. Quote unquote Christian, God loving people who made me feel like I wasn't shit. Who made me feel like I wasn't going to amount to shit. What had to show me was, man, because I grew up with this victim mentality. My whole life been fucked up from the gate. And what God had to show me was, Elijah, stop talking about what they did to you. Elijah, stop talking about what they didn't do for you. Elijah, they disappointed you. They hurt your feelings. But the truth is, you were betrayed by your own thoughts. That's a hard pill to swallow. Because, man, how can I be betrayed by my thoughts? Because my daddy rejected me. My mama died. My auntie told me I wasn't shit. And they're telling you all this stupid stuff. Teachers telling me I was dumb. Teachers telling me I was going to end up in prison. Teachers telling me I was going to be homeless. Just because people are entitled to their opinions doesn't mean you have to believe them. Just because they say what they do or say what they say, just because they do what they do, don't mean you have to believe that shit. Don't mean that you have to keep replaying that in your head over and over and over and over. Just because they done what they did, don't mean that you have to take ownership of their toxic beliefs. Man, they told me I was going to be stupid. They told me I was dumb. They told me I wouldn't amount to anything. And the truth is, I had a choice. I didn't understand that I had a choice because I took what they said and I kept replaying it over and over and over and over until everything that they said became part of my identity. I started believing all the negative, toxic things they said about me. When the teachers told me I was just going to be another black statistic. When my whole family told me, man, you got the devil in you and nobody's going to want to marry you. Nobody's going to want to be with you. Nobody's going to be around you. Nobody's going to like you. Nobody's going to love you. They said so much crazy shit. And I kept replaying that over and over and over and over in my own head. And the truth is, it became my own belief system. Because I kept playing it over, it became my affirmations. It became me. And that's why I hated myself. I didn't hate myself because of all the crazy stuff that they did. I didn't hate myself because my daddy rejected me. I didn't hate myself because my daddy murdered my mom. I didn't hate myself because I'd been molested twice. I didn't hate myself because my aunt was physically and emotionally abusive. I mean, she was always telling me every time we went to church, man, we had to go for prayer and they had to slap some oil on us to cast the devil out of us and all this other stupid ass shit they did. Just because they did that stuff, I didn't have to accept it. I didn't have to embrace it. But because I kept playing that over and over and over and over in my head, that became me. That became my story. That became my trauma. That became my drama. And what God had to show me is, Elijah, affirmations go both ways. See, we so spiritual now. We sit there and we talk. Man, I tell you guys all the time. Man, All things are always working out for me. Everything's always working out for me. All things work together for my good. And we say all these affirmations now that we're super spiritual. We say all these affirmations now that we're woke. And we think we're enlightened. Man, I'm gonna be a success. I am a success story. I am beautiful. I am talented. I am gifted. I am financially free. I am emotionally free. We say all this stuff. Like, man, if I could just say it enough, man, I'll start believing it. And the truth is, if you say it enough, you'll start believing it. That's real. Just like it's real, you saying all that negative, toxic stuff. You replaying all that negative, toxic stuff. See, you replayed that so much. Now, I'm always going to be alone. Nobody's going to love me. Nobody's going to want to marry me. Nobody's going to want to have kids with me. Nobody's going to build anything with me. And you said all this negative, toxic stuff. You manifested that in your own life. You spoke all of that into existence. You did. Not your family, not your ex-husband, not your baby's daddy, not your mama, not your daddy, not your auntie, your uncle, cousin, siblings. You spoke that into existence. Man, I'm just fat and I just can't do this. And I'm just the ugly duckling and I'm just the black sheep of the family. Like that's something to be negative about. Like that's something negative. I'm just never going to be successful and everybody's going to have more than me. And we speak all this negative stuff into existence because we heard somebody else say it. Because we saw somebody do that to us. You've been betrayed by your own thoughts. And the truth is that betrayal goes so many different ways. Some of us, we didn't speak those negative thoughts into our mind. We went to the other end of the spectrum to where we don't think that we have any issues, where we think that we're perfect as we are. We don't have anything that we need to work on. Nothing bothers us. Nothing's affected us from our childhood. Nothing's affected us from us not having our father in our life, from us not having our mother in our life, from us being betrayed and raped and molested. And none of that stuff bothers us. That's never bothered me. And And we speak all this stuff like we're perfect. Like we've done all the shadow work that there has to be. Like there's no more shadow work for you to work on. Like you've resolved all of your issues. And you believe that. And that's why you don't work on your issues. Because you don't even acknowledge the fact that you have issues. And so your growth and development has been stunted. Because you too have been betrayed by your thoughts. Your thoughts of righteousness, your thoughts of purity. It's convinced you that you're woke. It's convinced you that you're enlightened. It's convinced you that you're all that. And you're super spiritual. And nothing can be further from the truth. You don't understand that your ego, your thoughts, they don't care whether you believe that you ain't shit or whether you believe that you all that in a bag of chips. Your thoughts don't care. Your ego doesn't care. Your ego just wants to keep you trapped. Your ego just wants to keep you stuck. Whether you believe the negative bullshit or whether you believe you're super spiritual and you all that. Both things will keep you from reaching your full potential. Both things will keep you from being able to walk in your full power, your true power. Both things will keep you from walking in your authority and speaking the truth. And so many people, man, everybody's entitled to their truth. Everybody's speaking their truth. No, the fuck they ain't. There aren't multiple truths. There's 8 billion people on the planet. There are not 8 billion truths. There may be 8 billion interpretations of the truth. But it's not your truth. Everybody doesn't have their own truth. We have to grow up. We have to understand, man, you know what? As long as I'm alive, I'm not going to be perfect. As long as I'm alive, there are going to be things that I'm going to have to work on. There's going to be areas where I'm going to have to grow up in. There's going to be areas that I'm going to have to deal with. That's why I'm still here. There comes a time where I deal with the fact that, man, case in point, my father. I dealt with my father in anger. I dealt with my father rejecting me. I dealt with my father just his physical abusiveness and all the other toxic stuff that came along with my father. And the trip is, man, I thought that I was better than my daddy. I thought I was super spiritual because I resolved all this stuff. I dealt with all this trauma. I released all this trauma. And I thought I was all that. And then God had to show me, no, mama. Oh, you dealt with this issue right here. You've dealt with this issue. You dealt with your mama dying and you not having a mother figure in your life. Okay, let's deal with this abandonment issue. Let's deal with this right here. Let's deal with this right here. And every time I thought I got to this point of, man, I'm done. Man, I've arrived. He was like, no. Let's look at this right here. Let's look at this right here. What do you think about this? Why do you think you're this way in this area of your life? Why do you think this triggers you? Why do you think you're constantly being reminded of these things in your past? And they kind of got a little sting to them. They hurt a little bit. The truth is because you haven't resolved those things. You haven't come to grips with those things yet. But your thoughts have made you and convinced you that you resolved that you moved beyond that. So many of us will get in relationships and our relationships will fail. And we'll be mad at that other person because they did some stupid shit. Because they wouldn't grow up. They wouldn't be the man we expect them to be. They wouldn't be the woman that we expected them to be. And so now we're cut off the relationship. And after we cut off the relationship, we're mad at them for a while. And then after a while, we're really no longer mad at them. So because we're no longer mad at them and we can no longer sense the anger when we hear their name, or we sense the anger when we hear their voice, or when we see a picture of them, we automatically assume, oh, I'm done with them. I can move on now. I'm not hurt by them anymore. God had to show me, Elijah, that's a trap. That's a trick of your ego. That's a trick of your thoughts. You're ready to move on, but you haven't really done the work to move on. And what has happened is you become hardened. And see, I was going to just make this video just about, man, have you been hardened by life? And so, well, God has shown me, man, so many of us, we get this callous in this area. And we think, man, I'm good now because I don't feel the pain. I'm good now because I don't feel the anger and the hostility that I have towards this person. And you don't feel it because you've been hardened. What's up with you, Daywalker? You've been hardened. You haven't done the work. You haven't healed. The scar has calloused over. But you can no longer feel. You can no longer sense things in that area. Because you become hardened. And because you become hardened, you think you become healed. You think you've resolved your issues because nothing affects you like that no more. Nothing pisses you off like that anymore. I'm not mad at women. I just don't want to be in a relationship with a woman. I'm not mad at guys. I just don't want a relationship with guys. And we say all this stuff. And the truth is, if we ask the right questions, if we go deep enough, the truth is, you become hardened. You become hardened. Your thoughts have hardened you. When I mean hardened, your thoughts have calloused over your heart. You want love, but you don't want to be hurt again. You want love, but you don't want to risk being vulnerable again. What's up with you, Sean? Workout. And so you've been hardened. You become calloused. And the trip is, as a young man growing up, I would never smile. I never wanted to smile. I would never take pictures smiling. Because there's nothing funny about life. And my daughters would get so mad because I would take pictures with them and they would always want to take pictures and I would never want to smile with them. And they personalized it like I was mad at them, but I really wasn't mad at them. I had unresolved issues. I had to portray myself as being hard. I had to portray myself as, man, I don't give a fuck. I'm not allowing life to hurt me no more. I don't give a fuck about these bitches. I'm not allowing women to hurt me no more. And so what God had to show me, Elijah, and there's so many women, so many dudes, we're so hard, we're so tough when it comes to love. And we say, man, life is hard. I mean, life has made me tough. Life has made me a thug. Life has made me hood. Life has made me do. No, life hasn't made you that way. Your thoughts have made you that way. Because there's a whole lot of people that's gone through what you've gone through, and they didn't turn out like you. There's a whole lot of people that have gone through devastating and tragic things like you. But they didn't become hardened. They didn't become thugged out. They didn't become a hood to the point where, fuck these bitches, money over hoes, and all this other stupid ass shit we say. That's proof that you have unresolved issues. That's proof that you haven't healed a specific area in your life that deals with being hurt, that deals with getting your heart broken. And it is what it is. In order for you to heal, you have to acknowledge the truth. Not your truth, the truth. In order for you to heal, you have to sit back and say, man, I really don't dislike black men. I really don't dislike men at all. The truth is, every guy I've gotten in touch with, every guy I fell in love with, man, they've messed me up. They've hurt me. They betrayed me. They took advantage of me. They disrespected me. And the truth is, I never really healed from that. I just got to the point where, fuck these niggas. I ain't trusting them and we'll do. And we say all this stupid shit to prove how hard we are. And the truth is, you're never gonna find your true love being hard like that. You're never gonna find your true love being thugged out in hood and ratchet like that. You're never gonna find your true queen, your true king being mad at women, being mad at other guys. You're not going to do it. Why? Because you're on the wrong frequency. See, we're so busy in survival mode because that's what our thoughts do to us. Our thoughts put us in survival mode. Well, I got to protect my heart. I got to protect my soul. I got to protect my being. So I got to keep all the knuckleheads away. I got to keep all the people away because I don't want nobody to hurt me again. I'm tired of being disappointed. I'm tired of being let down. So I'm not allowing anybody close to me. It's true. 1995. God showed me this. He gave me this epiphany. And he showed me, and I built this castle, this brick castle around me. And God showed me, he said, Elijah, this is what you guys do. Every one of you, you build this brick castle around your heart. You build this brick castle around your mind because you're tired of being hurt. You're tired of being disappointed. You're tired of being lied to. You're tired of being cheated on. You're tired of being disrespected. And so you build this brick castle up all around you because you don't understand your thoughts. You don't understand that you built this wall up as a self-defense mechanism. Your thoughts have convinced you to build this wall up to protect your heart. Your thoughts have convinced you to build this wall up to keep all the guys away. And now you just angry as hell. Now you just mad and you just sarcastic as fuck. Why are you so sarcastic? Because you've been hurt and disappointed and brokenhearted and you're scared of being love again. You're scared of being vulnerable again. And so your sarcasm comes across. I'm just joking. I'm just playing. I'm just having fun. But you're really fucking scared. And your sarcasm pushes people away, keeps people at bay. And so our thoughts convince us to build this brick wall up, this castle up all around us, so that nobody could get in my mind, so that nobody could get in my heart. And what God had shown me was, yeah, Elijah, this is what you've done. This is what humanity does. It's a self-defense mechanism. You do it naturally in order to survive, in order to make it through the day. And it helps you survive. But what it does not do, what it cannot do, is allow for your true king to get in. What it cannot do is allow your true queen to see you. What it cannot do, what it will not do, is allow you to experience true love. See, that same wall you built up to protect yourself, that same wall you built as a shelter, becomes your own prison. It's your prison. And that's why nobody can see you. That's why nobody can really connect with you. That's why nobody really feels you. That's why nobody really falls in love with you. That's why you can't really express love. That's why you can't really express your creativity. That same wall that you got going up, that same wall that you have built up all around you, stops love from coming in and love from going out. So you're going to have to make a choice. Are you going to stay in survival mode? Are you going to stay a prisoner in your own prison? Or are you going to tear down those walls? Because the truth is, your thoughts have betrayed you. You thought your thoughts was keeping you strong. You thought your thoughts was, man, you the woman, you the man. There's so many women that make 6, 7 figures and they're lonely as hell. They got all the nice stuff and nobody to really share it with. And the truth is, that's why we love pets so much. Let's just keep this shit real. That's why we love cats and dogs so much. That's why so many people want a fucking pet. Because the truth is, they've never really dealt with their pain. They've never really dealt with their loss. They've never really dealt with their loneliness. And they're still a prisoner to their own thoughts. They don't understand how their thoughts have betrayed them. How has your thoughts betrayed you? I know so many people that are religious fanatics in church all the time, saved, sanctified, shouting, jumping up and down, speaking in tongues, doing all this other shit. You know what I mean? They just do the most. And they've never resolved their issues. They've never dealt with their traumas. They've never dealt with their pain and their suffering. They're shouting and jumping up and down, but they're still a prisoner to their own thoughts. They read the Bible, sing all these holy songs and all these spiritual songs, and they're still full of anger and hatred. It's a trip because there's times where I need to just exhale. There's times I need to just like, okay, man, let me get grounded. Sometimes it's like, okay, God, I got to get connected. And so what I'll do is I'll put on some Chinese meditation music. Or I'll put on some Native American flute music or Native American music. And I'm sitting there and it just takes me back. I'm sitting there and I'm just listening to that. And man, it just does something about just calming my thoughts. It does something about just calming my spirit. It does something about just calming me and just giving me this peace and this joy. It helps me ground. It helps me deal with what I need to deal with. I grew up in the Christian church. I grew up listening to Christian music. I'm not knocking it. I just don't listen to it. It's just not my cup of tea. It just don't do anything for me. It's never helped me deal with nothing. It's never helped me resolve anything. And so many, we listen to this toxic ass, fucked up, negative ass, low vibrating, fucked up music. And it's a trip. At one of my lowest points of my life, I was getting ready to go on this murder spree. Real talk. I was going to go kill this young lady and this dude with my crossbow. And I'm listening to Pac and Snoop, two of America's most wanted. I'm drinking some Crown and Coke. Pop some pills. And I got this music on blast, just on repeat. And it's getting down in my spirit. And for those of you that's honest with yourself, you know that, man, there's certain types of music you put on. Man, I'm from the Bay. It'll get you hyped. It'll get you hyped up. There's certain types of music you put on. Man, it'll get you amped up. And you just like, man, oh, that's my shit. And you just own one. There's certain types of music you put on. And, man, it just does something to you. And so I got this Snoop and Pac blasting in the background. two of America's most wanted. And I'm getting ready to go take out two people. Because I didn't understand. I couldn't comprehend at the time that your thoughts betray you. What you listen to can betray you. What you entertain betrays you. Or it helps you heal. It helps you heal. Most of us, we've never learned that. Most of us, we've never really understood that. We've never understood that. You look at the rap music now. It's so low vibrating. It's so toxic and destructive. You look at a lot of the hip hop music and it's the same bullshit. It's superficial. It's not anything that's helping you deal with your issues. And you take on that persona of the music you listen to. And you're just as superficial as the music you entertain. You're just as toxic and petty as the music you entertain. You're just as toxic and petty and superficial as the shows you watch. Stop saying you want a king. Stop saying you're looking for a king and you're still watching Housewives of Atlanta or whatever you call this stupid ass fucking raggedy ass show. We have to grow up. We have to be accountable for the shit we listen to, the shit we entertain. Your thoughts. Your thoughts. Are they betraying you? Are they keeping you a prisoner to your past? Are they keeping you stuck in yesteryear? Are they keeping you stuck because your baby mama's gone on with somebody else? Your baby daddy's moved on with somebody else? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts doing to you? What are you manifesting in your life? What are you speaking into existence in your life? Will you continue to be broke the rest of your life? Will you continue to be superficial and petty the rest of your life? Will you continue to be broken and angry and bitter the rest of your life? Are you still mad because your baby daddy done moved on to somebody else? Your baby mama done moved on to somebody, and now they're the perfect man. They're the and you sow so much into them. You invested so much into them, and now they didn't respect you. They didn't cherish you. They didn't love you. But now they're with somebody else, and they're the perfect spouse for them. And you're sitting there mad and angry because all the time and years you got invested into this person. And for whatever reason, they left. And the person you wanted is now happily with somebody else. The person you wanted, the person you tried to mold and shape them into being, somebody else is reaping the benefits. And that has you angry. That has you bitter. So now, you're fuck people, fuck relationships. What are your thoughts doing to you? Because you're manifesting in your life all day, every day. I was talking to a group of young women yesterday in our whole small group. And man, if you're interested in that, it's whole. Ask the Queen to put the email up on that. Is we're healing our ladies emotionally. And I was talking to this group of women, and I was telling men, we're always manifesting. We're manifesting all day, every day. The trip is, we don't realize what we're manifesting. Because you haven't healed, you're still manifesting being on a dead-end job, living from paycheck to paycheck, not finding the love of your life, not believing in love. You know love exists, but it's just not for you, and I just wasn't meant to be in love, and I was just meant to be alone for the rest of my life, and all this other stupid shit. You're manifesting that negativity. You're manifesting being a single mom or a single dad the rest of your life. The trip is, Justin, I saw your question. What you think, I've said this so many times in the past, what you think about, you bring about. Say it again. What you think about, you bring about. So if all you're thinking about is negativity, if all you're thinking about is how you've messed up in the past, if all you think about is how you screwed up this opportunity, if all you're thinking about is how this person broke your heart, this person lied to you and deceived you and cheated on you, if all you think about is all this negative crap, universe, source, God has said, okay, your wish is my command. See, because what you don't understand is God, source, universe, they don't care. And what I mean, they don't, man, whatever you think about, that's what they're going to give you more of. Whether it's good or bad, they don't care. It's your life. What's up with you, Remy? What's up with you, Loretta? It's your life. They're going to give you what you want. They're going to give you what you dwell on. See, we talk about we want love and we want a king, we want this, we want this, we want this, but we dwell on, we think about all the negative stuff. We're focused on all the toxic crap. The thoughts that go through our mind over and over and over and over. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough this. I'm not good at this. This ain't working. That I'm always sick. I just don't never feel good. I'm always tired. And so you're manifesting all this shit that you keep spewing. And you don't even have to say it. You just thinking it. You're manifesting it. God's source universe is like, okay, you keep dwelling on this stuff right here. You keep dwelling on these thoughts right here. You must like these thoughts. You must like this frequency. Therefore, I'm going to give you more of this. You like feeling like this? Okay, I got you. I'm going to give you more circumstances, more situations. Bring more people in your life to make you feel like this. Because that's what you're thinking about. That's what you're focused on. That's what you're dwelling on. What you think about, you bring about. See, the great majority of us, we're in survival mode. Told you guys about the castle walls that we have up around us. We're in survival mode. We get paid and we can't wait till the next paycheck again already. We just got paid yesterday and we're broke and can't wait for the next paycheck. And we're already on countdown to our next paycheck. And so a source God is saying, okay, you like living like that. Wow. You're going to keep living like that. You're going to keep living like that. Why? Because you keep speaking it into existence. When I say speak, your thoughts, you're thinking it. You're manifesting with your thoughts. That's why we have this title, Betrayed by Your Own Thoughts. Betrayed by your own thoughts. You say you want wealth. You say you want health. But your mind, your thoughts are always on lack. You're always focused on what you ain't got. You're always focused on what everybody else has and you don't have. You're focused on the fact that you ain't got a man. And you're never going to get a man. You're always focused on you ain't got a woman. You ain't got a queen. And you're never going to get a queen. You're always focused on I ain't got enough money. And you're never going to have enough money. Change your focus. Change your perspective. I understand you not having enough money. Change your perspective. Man, God, I'm grateful for the money that I have. I'm grateful for what I do have. Because the truth is, there's a whole lot of people that don't have what you have. And so by being fixated on what you don't have, that's a frequency of ungratefulness. By being fixated and being grateful for what you do have, that puts you on a frequency of, oh, you're grateful for this? Let me bless you with more. Let me give you more. You like feeling like this? Let me give you more opportunities to feel like this. You like feeling like, let me give you more reasons to be like this. I'll share a story with you guys. 2000, I don't know when COVID was, 2020 or something like that. I went from living on a 54-acre ranch, to living in my car, living in my truck, homeless. And God had to show me, I'm gonna test you now. I'm gonna test your gratitude. I'm gonna test you. You talk all this. You have what you think and manifest it. I'm gonna test you now, Elijah. And this is something that me and God had to go through. I had to go through with God. And so, man, I'm living in my truck. And so I would go to the little hotels and I would park my truck and I would sleep in my truck with the windows cracked. Uncomfortable as hell. But I was sleeping in my truck. And I would go to the river and I would wash up and brush my teeth and go to work. Nobody knew that I was homeless. Nobody knew I was living in my truck. I didn't tell everyone, look at me and what? No, we ain't doing that. Why? Because I have a spirit of gratitude. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And so I'm looking at the fact, man, thank you, God. I still got a job. Thank you, God. I got somewhere to lay my head. Man, I got this water. I could take a bird bath in real quick and get dressed and go to work. I got bottled water that I would fill up every night. And man, now I can put a little bit in my mouth, brush my teeth. And man, nobody knows that I didn't brush my teeth in the bathroom and showered on, man, because I'm going to work clean. They don't know I'm bathing in the river. They don't know I'm going to Starbucks or to the gas station and going in the bathroom with a backpack and I'm taking bird baths. But my mentality is, man, God, thank you. Thank you. See, so many of us, we sit back and we start looking at, man, what I don't have, and I lost this, and I lost this, and I lost it, and it ain't fair. And we become victims, and we get stuck in survival mode. And we become a prisoner of our own thoughts. We become a prisoner of our own opinions. And so, what God had to show me was, are you real about this? Are you real about this? It's a whole bunch of people in church. Yeah. I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost, filled, water baptized. I'm blessed and highly favored, but they're living in survival mode. They're living on low frequency. They ain't never got enough. But they always talking about what God got. But they ain't got enough. Ain't never had enough. And so what God had to show me was, are you going to be like them? Or are you going to really walk this thing out? You talk about everything's always working out for you. Is it really working out for you? And so I'm sitting there. Gratitude. Man, God, thank you. Because the truth is, man, I still got a truck. Man, I could lay down in my truck. I could change my clothes in my truck. Thank you. Thank you for my job. Thank you for the money that's coming in. Thank you that I could brush my teeth and wash up. Thank you that I don't look like I'm homeless. Thank you that I don't smell like I'm homeless. I know this isn't going to be the end all for me. I know this is where I'm going to end up at. This is just a phase that I'm going through, that I'm passing through on my journey. And so I don't get caught up on what I don't have. I don't get caught up on what I lost. I'm stuck on gratitude because it could be a whole lot worse. I could have a whole lot less. And the truth be told, family, I wasn't supposed to live that long. I was never supposed to live that long and be free outside of being incarcerated if you'd ask my family and all those people in that raggedy ass fucked up Christian church. According to them and their prophecies, according to them and their religious dogma, I was supposed to spend the rest of my life in prison. According to them, I was supposed to be dead or incarcerated. Oh, we just keeping this shit real. And so here I am, going to work faithfully. And I'm grateful. Why? Because I know that had my family had their way, I'd have been dead. Had my family wishes came true, had my family's words on my life came true, I would have been in prison or dead. And so what God was showing me, Elijah, it ain't about what everybody else say to you. It ain't about what everybody else do to you. It's your beliefs. It's your thoughts. It's your thoughts. It's always been your thoughts. And so, can you be grateful that you're not locked up? Can you be grateful that you're not dead? Because the truth is, I did some shiesty ass shit that I should have been locked up for. And if the truth be told, it's 2020, I'm still supposed to be in prison right now. Ain't never been to prison. By the grace of God. I got in trouble in 2000. I was facing 35 years in federal penitentiary. Real talk. 35 years. So 2022 or 2020, 20 years after I got in trouble, and I find myself homeless. Find myself giving myself bird baths just to be clean. And I'm grateful. Man, I'm humbled and grateful. Why? Because the truth is, I should have been in prison. The truth is, I could have been dead. So although I'm homeless now, living out of my truck, I still got money coming in. I still got a job. I still have my freedom. What are you grateful for? What are you holding on to that has you so fucked up, so toxic, so bitter, so angry? What are you holding on to that has you so unforgiving? What are you holding on to that has you so judgmental? What are you holding on to that has you hating your life? What are you holding on to that has you sabotaging your own life? Why do you keep speaking these curses over your own life? Why do you keep replaying these negative, toxic thoughts over your life? You're cursing yourself. You're manifesting all the crap that you really don't want. And we get so spiritually woke, so spiritually deep. Man, I'm fighting all these curses and and generational curses, and we got all this stuff that we're saying, all this stuff that we're spewing, and the truth is, you're fighting the curses that you're speaking over your own damn raggedy life. You're manifesting all that toxic stuff. You're holding on to all that toxic stuff. All that stuff keeps coming up day after day, year after year, decade after decade, because you keep holding on to it. You keep manifesting it. What you think about, you bring about. Universal law. You ain't got to believe it. It don't matter. It ain't gonna change anything. Whatever you sow, that ye shall reap. You're sowing all these negative thoughts into the universe. You reap what you sow. Give, and it shall be given unto you. The question is, what are you giving? You're spewing a lot of toxicity into the world. You're releasing a lot of toxic energy into the world. That might not be your intention, but it is the truth. It is what you're doing. You've become a prisoner to your own thoughts. You've become a slave to your own thoughts. You've been betrayed by your thoughts. You've been betrayed by your own thoughts. I didn't grow up in an atmosphere or in an environment where I was taught to love myself. I didn't grow up in an atmosphere where I just had all this knowledge and wisdom and understanding and insight. I had to go through the process. I had to go through the journey of being broken and humbled and having real heart-to-heart conversations with God. I had to change my frequency. And that was hard. It was painful. And so when I sit there and say, everything's always working out for me, that's an affirmation that I started back in 2018, 2019. And the truth is, I didn't believe it when I first started saying it to myself. I felt like I was lying to myself every time I said it. I felt like a fucking hypocrite every time I said it. And I said it 20 to 50 times a day, over and over and over. Everything's always working out for me. Everything's always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. And years after saying it, it became part of my DNA. It became part of who I am. I had to learn to rewire my thinking. For years, I was programmed to think negative. For years, I was programmed to think full of that toxicity with that victim mentality and that survival mode. And what God had to show me, Elijah, you keep living like this. You keep thinking like this. You're going to always live like this. You're going to always have this frequency. You have to change your way of thinking. You have to learn how to rewire your thought process. You have to learn how to go from being negative and pessimistic to optimistic. How to go from distrusting and hateful and bitter to loving and compassionate. So I talked about it earlier. Man, I didn't smile earlier in my early life. I had to learn how to smile. Once I realized, man, that I have so much to be grateful for. Once I realized, once I came into the understanding, man, I don't have the woman of my dreams, and my wife just died in 2015, and we'll do 2015, and I'm thinking all this negative shit. And God was telling me, okay, you keep thinking that, and you're gonna keep getting that. What you think about, you bring about. Ain't you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Ain't you sick and tired of being broken? Ain't you sick and tired of being lonely? Ain't you sick and tired of being suicidal? Ain't you sick and tired of being depressed and angry and bitter and hostile and hateful? Ain't you sick and tired of this low frequency? Ain't you sick and tired of beating yourself up? You ain't tired yet. You ain't tired yet. How much more do you have to go through in order for you to get sick and tired of the bullshit? How many more relationships do I gotta drag your raggedy ass through before you grow the fuck up and humble yourself and become grateful? And let go of all the negative bullshit. How many more jobs do I gotta take you through before you get to the point of, man, okay, I'm gonna be grateful. And, I'm grateful that I have a job. I'm grateful for the hours that I have. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I have. I'm grateful for whatever it is that I have, whatever it is you have. How much do you gotta go through before you get to that place of, man, I'm grateful, God. I'm grateful. I'm not just saying it just to say it. I'm truly grateful. I'm truly grateful. Your thoughts, they can either imprison you or help you heal. Let me say it again. Your thoughts, they're either constructive towards your growth and development, or they're going to keep you a prisoner on a low frequency in survival mode. Ain't you sick and tired of just surviving? Ain't you sick and tired of not really having any peace? Ain't you sick and tired of looking around and seeing other people laughing and happy, and they have that happiness and that joy, and you ain't got none? Ain't you sick and tired of coming home to a house that just got your dog or your cat in it, but nobody you can have an adult conversation with? Ain't you sick and tired of not having somebody that you could that's gonna just hold you and just caress you and just love on you with no ulterior motives other than, man, I just want to fill you with love. I just want to love on you. Not because what I can get from you. I just want to fill you with love. Ain't you sick and tired of always having to go out by yourself? Ain't you sick and tired of having to buy your own self a fucking birthday present? Ain't you sick and tired of having to buy your own fucking Christmas presents? Every time you go out on a date, you gotta pay. Ain't you sick and tired? Man, gratitude. Gratitude. So many of us, we don't appreciate what we have until we realize what we had. Say it again. Say it a little different. Most of us, we don't start appreciating what we have until it's gone. Until they've moved on. Until they've taken their love and start giving it to somebody else. Until they take their time and their energy and start giving it to somebody else. And then we sit back and realize what we've had. But we don't get humbled by that. The great majority of us, we get bitter and angry. We get bitter and angry. And we start holding on to resentment and animosity. Your thoughts, they're betraying you. If you're always sick, if you're always broken down, if you're always frustrated, if you're always lacking, whatever it is, whether it's money, whether it's peace, whether it's joy, whether it's happiness, whether it's food, whatever it is that you're lacking, you can change that. And in order to change that, you have to change your thoughts in regards to that. It all starts with your thoughts. What you think about, you bring about. Stop being a prisoner of your thoughts and learn to control your thoughts. See, so many of us, we can't control our thoughts. We've never learned how to take control over our mind. We're a victim of circumstances. Anything happens, man, we're completely powerless of changing anything. because we've never learned that we could take control over our mind. You take control over your mind by you choosing what you're going to focus on, by you choosing and by you dictating what you're going to dwell on. See, I get negative thoughts sometimes still. I shared with the queen sometime last week. I was coming home late at night. And I think Mary shared this with you guys before. I was coming home late at night one night. And normally I text her and she responds right away. But I texted her a couple of times and she didn't respond. And that's not like her. And then I was leaving and I'll pick up the phone and I'm calling her as I'm walking, but she didn't answer. And that's not like her. And so I called her again. And then went to voicemail again. Now the old me is coming back up. You know what I mean? The old me. Oh, fuck this shit. What the fuck going on? I know she better not be with it. Because we always go to the negative. We always think the worst. I've texted her several times and she didn't respond. I've called her and she didn't respond. That's not normal. And so the old thoughts started coming back. Man, she's fucking around. She's cheating. And all this negative, stupid ass shit. And I had to catch myself. I had to start laughing. And I'm walking to this train and I'm busting up laughing. Why? Because I realized, hold on, dude. You don't know what's going on. Everything is always working out for you. Why are you going to this negative, stupid shit? Why are you fixated on this stupid shit? Yeah, okay, so what? She didn't answer your text message. So what? She didn't answer your phone call. You don't know she's taking a long hot bath. She's taking a long shower. She's washing her hair. Okay, whatever. She could be doing anything. She could be out. She forgot the phone in the room. She out there cooking. You something to eat. It could be anything. Everything is always working out for you. But why are you so quick to go to the negative? Why are you so quick to go to this toxic bullshit? Oh, because you've had all these women in the past do this shit to you. Oh, because you've had this shit happen to you in the past. And so you just think everybody else is the exact same way. We have to learn to control our thoughts. The thoughts come. You can't control that. You can't control what thought come to your mind. But what you can do is control what you think about. You can't control the fact that, man, the thought came to you to slap the hell out this lady right here. You know what I mean? Or to cuss this person out right here. Or to do what to. You can't control the fact that these thoughts come. They just come. It's like fishing. They're just seeing where you're at. What are you going to grab hold to? What are you going to reach out on? So you can't control the thoughts that come to your mind, but you can control what you think about and how you think. See, I started getting pissed. And at the moment of me starting to get pissed is when it hit me. Oh, dude, you know this ain't you. What the fuck? You tripping. And I say that to myself. Like, bruh, you tripping. You wigging out. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? And it's a conversation I have with myself. And then I'll start laughing. And then I'm grateful. Man, thank you. I'm grateful because I caught myself. I'm grateful because I didn't go down this rabbit hole into the abyss of anger and thinking the worst and all this other crazy shit. I'm grateful that I realized what I was doing. And I knew how to change the thought process, to change the frequency, to maintain my peace. Most of us, we're prisoners to our thoughts. You're a prisoner to your thoughts. You don't know how to control your thoughts. And here's the trip. And I've shared this before, and I'm going to bring this to a conclusion. Your thoughts dictate your feelings. Say it again. Your thoughts are a direct result, or your feelings are a direct result of your thoughts. If you're depressed, if you're frustrated, if you're angry, if you're bitter, suicidal, whatever feelings you have, they are a direct result of the thoughts you're entertaining. If you feel like you're not good enough, that's a direct result of the thoughts you're entertaining. If you feel like you're not lovable and nobody's gonna want you, that's a direct result of the thoughts you're entertaining. I tell people this, and I piss people off when I say this. Your peace is your responsibility. Your joy is your responsibility. Your happiness is your responsibility. Your suicidal, that's your responsibility. You could change that shit if you want to. The truth is, you don't want to. You're stuck there. Or maybe you want to, but you don't know how to. Most people that are suicidal, they're stuck there because they want to be stuck there. That's real talk. You ain't gonna like it, but it is what it is. Your feelings are a direct result of your thoughts. What you think about, you bring about. All those negative, toxic thoughts bring about negative, toxic feelings. People ask me, man, you just don't seem like nothing gets to you, man. You're just always so peaceful. You just always just calm. You just like, you always got joy and you're always happy. And man, that's what I think about. That's what I think about. Because my peace of mind is my responsibility. The joy I have, it's my responsibility. The happiness I have, it's my responsibility. It is not my wife's responsibility to make me happy. It is not my wife's responsibility to give me joy. It is not my wife's responsibility to give me peace of mind. Regardless of what she do, I'm supposed to have peace. Regardless of what she do, I'm supposed to have happiness. Because my happiness and my peace is not based upon her or anybody else. My happiness and my peace and my joy is based on how I think and what I think. That's why there's so many people that have so much money. Man, if I just had a bunch of money, I'll be happy. If I had this money, I would have joy. If I had this money, I would have peace. No, the fuck you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. I was looking at something a little earlier, and I was tripping out on that. Just get on YouTube and just type in actors in prison. Actors in prison. And you wouldn't believe how many people that have become so successful, or better yet, entertainers. Entertainers in prison. There's so many entertainers, so many singers and artists and musicians and actors and actresses that are in prison now for the rest of their lives. Some of them are on death row. Had all the money, but their thoughts. Their thoughts. Their thoughts. Look at the rap game. You got all these young rappers now, multi-millionaire. They're CEOs of their own company, their labels. And man, the government's coming in and slapping them with RICOs. They had all this money, all this fame, all this stuff at their disposal. but they never changed their thoughts. They kept that street mentality. They kept that hood mentality. They kept that thug mentality. They kept that gang mentality. And their whole life, they just want to get rich. They just want to be famous. And they got that. And they lost it. All of it. Because of their thoughts. Talking to some guys the other day, and talking about Ray Caruth. Ray Caruth he played for the North Carolina Panthers, football player. Man, one of the best wide receivers at that time. Great football player. His girlfriend had gotten pregnant. He broke up with her. She got pregnant. Ray Caruth wanted her to have an abortion. This guy was making millions of dollars. He wanted her to have the abortion because he didn't want to have to pay her child support. What's up with you, Yami? He didn't want to pay her child support. And so he killed her. True story. True story. Ray Caruth played for the North Carolina Panthers. Multi-millionaire. He didn't want to pay child support. And so he killed the woman. Now he's spending the rest of his life in prison. He's never getting out. He lost all of his millions. He lost his houses. He lost his cars. He lost his clothes, his jewelry. He lost everything because he didn't want to pay child support. Your thoughts. Your thoughts. I bet you now, if he could do it all over again, he would gladly pay that child support. He would gladly pay that young lady child support. He didn't think he was going to get caught. He didn't think that through. He didn't think that through. There are so many basketball players and other entertainers. There's this guy I was just looking at, I can't remember his name. He played in so many movies. A black guy out of LA. And I think this just happened like a year ago, 2 years ago. Just killed his wife. Shot her. He was in movies, big time movies. Aaron Hernandez, another example. This guy who wanted to be street. This guy who wanted to be a thug. Had all that at his fingertips. He had the same choice that we have. Stay with me. Aaron Hernandez and all these other people, they have the same choice that we have. Learn to control our thoughts. Or let our thoughts keep us a slave. Aaron Hernandez couldn't control his thoughts. He was a prisoner to his own thoughts. And we look at people like that and we say, man, that's tragic. And look at what, man, he was with the New England Patriots. And look at all the stuff that he lost. He played with the greatest quarterback ever. And look at these people in basketball. Look at these rappers and singers and the movie stars. And we think about all these people and we think their lives are so tragic because of all the stuff that they lost. And God has me here today to tell you, that your life is just as tragic. Your life is just as tragic. Why is your life just as tragic? Because you have the same opportunities. You can have freedom. You can have gratitude. You can have peace. You can have joy. You can have happiness. Or you can continue to have that suicidal, depressed, angry, toxic as thought process and lifestyle. You choose. You're living the life that you choose. I'll say it again. The life that you're living is the life that you're choosing to live. That's a hard pill to swallow. You're depressed. You're frustrated. You're angry. You're bitter. You're suicidal because you're choosing to live that lifestyle. You're choosing that. You're manifesting that. You're creating that. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. You can have all the happiness, all the joy, all the peace you want. And you can have all that other negative, toxic crap you want to. The universe is going to give you what you think about. The universe is going to give you what you keep dwelling on. What are you dwelling on? Just look around you. Look at the person in the mirror. Look around you. What do you have? You've manifested that. You spoke that into existence. You created that. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful you are. Man, my hope and prayer is that I've said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to uplift you. Man, our mental health, that's the most important thing to us. It should be the most important thing to us. Our mental health. Nothing in life should be more important than that. And I'll tell people all the time, man, your joy should be your highest priority. Your joy. Not money, not relationships. Your joy should be your highest priority. Every day. How do you have joy? How do you get joy? It starts with gratitude. It all starts with gratitude. That's how you get peace. That's how you get happiness. Gratitude. Man. My beautiful queen and I, we thank you guys for being part of this tribe. We thank you guys for your energy. We thank you guys for tuning in. Man, until the next video, until the next live, man, happy healing. We love you guys. Peace.